I was reading an article about how the housing home builders are pushing on Wall Street or on Washington this week. They've got all their lobbies in Washington talking to senators and House of Representatives. Desperate now. It's funny how they don't need Washington when interest rates are going down and things are easy money for them, and now they're going to have to go back to normal cycles of business, hopefully, and get back to a normalcy in the real estate world, because that was just absolutely insane over the last 4 years with interest rates basically taken down to zero. But it got me thinking about the bigger picture on the housing. So I brought up a daily chart. Thought I'd start with the daily chart on the housing industry, and you can see here that housing. What I noticed right off the bat was we basically ran back to that 50% retrace line from the high here, and this is a daily chart, just looking back March, April, May, and part of June. But you can see we ran back to that 684 almost on the button. We've got almost perfect symmetry in this head and shoulders possibility, with the left shoulder back here in late March hit this low of 578, went back to 660, and then sold off a little bit to that basically 628 area, and now we rallied to that 684 just about 2 weeks ago. Now we've come off hard. We've come off almost 60 points or 10% from the high, and the chart you can see maybe developing a right shoulder, but we won't know it's a right shoulder until we crack this 578, which is something I'll be watching. I have no common interest in shareholders or as a shareholder in the home builders right now. But here is the weekly chart that I wanted to show. Also, obviously, the bigger move down happened back here in the spring of last year. We really peaked. You can see the peak, I think, was. Let's look at the monthly here. I'll give us a scale way back. But the monthly chart on the housing hit in July of '05, and that's funny because that's when I sold my house in July of '05, and obviously I missed some price appreciation in '06, but there was liquidity then, and I just felt like I needed to get out of the real estate market at that point. And renting in the Northwest is very cheap at the moment, so we're going to maintain renting until I see some values in the housing market. Um, Nonetheless, you can again see here on the weekly chart how we came up this recent high of 789 down to 578. We hit perfectly on that 50% line. So unless we can really get over that 50, that's why I thought we might see 730, which is the 61.8 line. But unless we can get over that area, I'd say housing may have, it's got a double bottom right here, basically at 578. But if we break this, again, going back to the daily, you can see this more clearly. If we break that 578, housing could have one more leg down, which I think it will, and most people aren't expecting it. But the desperation that is on hand with the home builders and the land developers is pretty evident when their lobby groups are already in Washington. And I mean, it's only been really a year since things have slowed down, and they're still above normal conditions right now with low interest rates. So these guys are really greedy right now, and I think they're going to have to take some more pain in the coming years. There was too many small developers, mom and pop developers who were plumbers that became developers, sheetrockers that became developers, that it's gonna play out, and there's gonna be a lot of blood on the street, a lot more than people are even imagining at this point. Just as markets can be irrational on the upside, I think they're going to be even more irrational on the downside, as they usually are. So this 578 area is going to be interesting. Obviously, we still have to take out this level right in here, right above 600. But I'm watching this, and if we can't get back above that 730 area, and which I don't expect we'll do by the end of the summer, I expect this to turn down into the winter months and possibly take down new lows on the housing stocks. So another big picture look and something we are watching.